So Matt Orfalea. Matt Orfalea is what I like to call one of the dauntless few. Matt Orfalea is a real one. He's a G. And the woman who accused Trevor Bauer of assault is ordered to pay $300,000. It's a false accusation. Okay, so great for Trevor. Glad he's doing well. Glad he is safe, and I hope he lives a beautiful life. I know he's doing some good stuff in Japan right now. I hope someday to see one of his games there. That would be great. That would be awesome. So I want to pull up this video here because Matt Orfalea is a talented editor and filmmaker. So shout out to Matt. Matt, the main man.
Next victim, star pitcher for the Dodgers. A text Lindsey Hill sent to a friend before she ever even met me. What should I steal? I'm going to his house, she said. I already have my hooks in. Net worth is 51 mil. Bitch, you better secure the bag, was the response. But how is she gonna do that? Need daddy to choke me out, she said. Being an absolute whore to try to get in on his 51 million.
A woman accused Bauer of choking, sexual assault,
sexual misconduct,
non-consensual sexual,
domestic violence,
sexual assault, beating and sexually abusing.
A woman claimed he assaulted,
sexual assault,
beat and sexually assaulted,
sexually assaulted,
beating and sexually assaulting,
domestic violence, sexual assault,
sexual assault, sexual assault,
sexual assault.
But you texted Trevor before you met him, telling him you liked rough sex. Then you texted him after your first sexual encounter with him, which you now call an assault. And according to court records, you told him after that sexual encounter that you had, quote, never been more turned on in your life. That's not really something that someone says when they were just assaulted.
I think that I'm not, that's what expert witnesses are for in court in terms of the psychology behind that.
What?
Psychology behind that.
Being an absolute whore to try to get in on his 51 million.
A court did not go forward with criminal charges against him, but
we don't need an investigation and trial to know he's guilty. Trevor Bauer is a disgrace who should never pitch again because a woman alleged
troubling sexual assault.
sexually assaulting.
Sexual assault.
This video was taken by Lindsey Hill herself the morning after she claimed she was brutally attacked, emotionally traumatized.
I said this before in a previous segment, but not only do I feel sorry for Trevor, I feel sorry for all the real victims out there, men, women, and children who are afraid to come forward.
And desperate to get away from me.
I mean, you say that he punched you in the face, but where are the bruises?
Yeah, so it was a matter of being in the correct lighting.
Oh my God.
What? Listen, as somebody who has been in fights before, and I'm pretty sure all of you have been in fights before too. Like when somebody, bam, or you, bam, knock them in the face. If you get hit in the face, you knock someone else in the face. Like, look, it will take time to look, not days or lighting, but you're going to see that shiner. Or, hey, if you run into a door, because yes, that does happen. Sometimes people, hey, how'd you get that black eye? No, I ran into a door. It's okay. I have actually ran into a door once. It did happen. I remember I had a friend in college be like, hey, it's okay. You could talk to me. I'm like, no, dude. You're a good buddy. You're a good friend. No, I really ran into a door. It happens. Sometimes it happens. Or I fell down some stairs. Sometimes that happens, okay? But even then, that bruise will show.
We do want to warn you, many of the details are graphic.
graphic details of graphic assault.
Graphic
details of sexual assault.
Domestic violence, sexual assault,
domestic violence, sexual assault.
Sexually
He
assaulting.
deserved to have the longest suspension in the history of Major League Baseball.
The Dodgers are cutting ties with pitcher Trevor Bauer.
Biggest sexual assault allegation offender, ever in baseball history.
He's done. Bauer could lose about $60 million.
And he now plays in Japan.
His career is now over.
Over the last 2 years, I've been forced to defend my integrity.
Bauer denies any wrongdoing.
Hopefully this is the last time I have to do so. I was never arrested. I was never charged with a crime, and I won the only legal proceeding that took place without my side of the story even being heard. After hearing the evidence available to her, Judge Diana Gold-Saltman found that Lindsey Hill had misled the court.
The judge said Hill's restraining order request was materially misleading and that her story just, quote, isn't rational.
Trevor, listen, buddy, live a beautiful life. I'm sorry you went through this, man.
Why did you make the drive back to LA to meet back up with him a second time if this man had just assaulted you?
I think that's a really good question.
In August of 2021, Lindsay Hill's claims were heard in court. And during those legal proceedings, critical information was deliberately and unlawfully concealed from me and my legal team. Information like this video. And now we have the metadata, so there can be no dispute. It was taken mere minutes before she left my house without my knowledge or consent, of course. In it, you can see her lying in bed next to me while I'm sleeping, smirking at the camera without a care in the world.
There was also a 12-day span of texts between Lindsay and two of her closest friends immediately following the incident that were deleted. Why didn't you turn over the texts with you and your closest friends? Is this 12-day span, why didn't you turn those over?
I don't know. I mean, I asked my lawyers. I don't know.
The accuser seems very credible.
So you're saying that it's misleading because you're admitting that you did talk about rough sex and wanting rough sex. You did talk about him needing to choke you out. You did talk about stealing his money, but it's misleading because he put them together in the same video as if you had said it in the same conversation when in fact it was separate conversations, correct? That's why it's misleading?
Correct.
Uh-huh. Look, I want to pull up a little more. This is from Substack right here. Shout out to Matt Orfala. This is on our Substack. Hardlands Media. We also got a Substack. In fact, I'm going to restack it. There you go. Shout out to Matt Orfala, who's doing all the great work. This week, an LA Superior Court judge ordered Lindsay Hill to pay $300,000 for violating her legal statement with Trevor Bauer, the former Dodgers star pitcher, whom she accused of sexual assault. Here's a recap of the disgusting assault allegations that destroyed the career and legacy of former Major League Baseball player Trevor Bauer. Again, I wish him all the best in his endeavors. Live a beautiful life, buddy. Okay? Live a beautiful life. Hope you're doing well in Japan. Hill responded to the LA judge's order on X, exclaiming, Bauer will never see a cent. He will never see a cent from me. He will never see a cent. I refuse to give him money or my sanity. Love y'all. Listen, lady. You stepped in it bigly. This isn't good. Not good at all. This is bad news bears all around. Here's all I'm going to say. He will never see a cent from me. He knows this, heart emoji. I was awarded $300K over what he did to me in 2021, and I refuse to participate in this suit in any way, shape, or form. He will never see a cent. I refuse to give him money or my sanity. Love y'all. Madness. All right. So here's the thing. In summer of 2021, images of the bruised Lindsay Hill circulated across television news channels forwarding claims that she's been assaulted by a star baseball player, Trevor Bauer. Major League Baseball promptly dropped this young man, again, who had the CY Award, again, not the CY Award, but the CY Young Award winner. Bauer sued Hill for defamation. Hill countersued him for sexual battery. In 2023, Bauer released a video announcing he reached a settlement with his accuser, Lindsay Hill. No money was exchanged. Hill agreed to drop her sexual assault lawsuit against Bauer, and Bauer agreed to stop his defamation lawsuit against Hill. All right, reasonable. Seems reasonable, right? Notably, Bauer also got the right to release material from Hill's cell phone he obtained in the discovery process, including text and a video that Hill recorded of herself in bed with Bauer without his consent, smiling the morning after he allegedly assaulted her. Later, in response to Bauer's video, Hill released photos of bruises developing on her face, taken shortly after Hill left Bauer's residency. When asked on Fox News to explain the photos, Bauer said, I know what she looked like when she left my house. I know what her demeanor was like. What happened afterwards, I have no idea. So it's something you'd have to ask her. But I think the video speaks for itself on what she looked like when I last saw her. And of course, there's that infamous Blaze interview. So, it says a lot. What I have to say to both men and women out there is be careful. Keep your heads on a swivel. Drink water. Be careful who you associate yourself with. There's a lot of snakes and vipers out there in this world. There's a lot of evil people out there in this world. I would like to say that the world is filled with good people, but unfortunately, that's not the case. And regrettably, Trevor Bauer had to go through a whole ordeal that I don't wish on anyone. It is a nightmare. And think about it, having to defend himself against these allegations, and especially, where there is a knee-jerk reaction to cancel culture and censorship. Be careful. Seriously, be careful out there because you never know who's out there, who's watching, or who wants to cause harm. There's a lot of people out there that want to cause harm to others because they think that it's okay to do. It's not right. It's not fair. All it does is cause pain. And the thing is, there's also an after effect. And what's the after effect? Well, gee, kid, what are you talking about? I'm talking about real victims who are afraid to come forward. Real victims who have been assaulted, who have been abused. Men, women, and children. You know? So, Trevor, live a beautiful life. And shout out to Matt Orfila. Thank you for that video, buddy. You keep on hitting those home run homers, buddy. That's what he should do all the time, every time.